There are two kinds of deaths in life. One is the physical death, the inevitable end that comes to us all. But there is another death, one that is far more tragic when we stop living while we are still breathing. When we let our fears, our failures, and our pain bury us alive, that is the moment when we truly die, long before our time. How many of us are just existing instead of living, waking up every day, going through the motions yet feeling nothing? It happens when we allow life's disappointments to take away our will to dream. It happens when we let the words of others define who we are. It happens when we stop believing that we are worthy of happiness, of love, of success. We become prisoners of our own thoughts, locked in a cage of regrets, what if self-doubt. And slowly, without even realizing it, we begin to fade away, not physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Pain changes us. Loss breaks us, failure shakes us. But what if I told you that these very moments of darkness are the ones that can bring us back to life? What if I told you that the hardest battles are given only to the strongest warriors? That your story does not end where you fell, but where you choose to rise again? We often wait for a perfect moment to start living. Once I get that job, I'll be happy. Once I find the right person, my life will be complete. Once I fix everything that's broken, I will start enjoying life. But what if that perfect moment never comes? What if happiness is not something we find in the future, but something we choose in the present? Life is unpredictable. It will throw challenges our way when we least expect them. It will take away things we never imagined losing. It will test our patience, our strength, our resilience. And in those moments, we have two choices. We can surrender to the pain and stop living, or we can embrace the struggle and grow through it. Because the truth is, you are not meant to just survive. You are meant to live, to laugh, to love, to dream. Think about a seed buried deep within the soil. In darkness and isolation, it begins to break open. It pushes through the earth, struggling against the weight above it, reaching for the light. And one day, it emerges strong and beautiful. If that seed had refused to break, if it had chosen to stay buried, it would have never known what it was meant to become. You are that seed. You were never meant to stay buried under fear, pain, or uncertainty. You were meant to grow, to rise, to bloom into the person you were always destined to be. But growth is a choice. Living is a choice. And it begins with the decision to not let the past steal the beauty of the present. It begins with understanding that every breath you take is proof that you still have a purpose, that you still have a chance to rewrite your story. So today, make that choice. Choose to live. Choose to embrace life with all its imperfections. Choose to find joy in the little things, to love yourself despite your scars, to believe that the best is yet to come. Because the real death is not when your heart stops beating. The real death is when you stop living while you are still alive. And as long as you are alive, your story is not over. Life has a way of testing us in ways we never expect. There are moments when everything we planned, everything we dreamed of, falls apart before our eyes. The failures that shake us, the losses that break us, and the disappointments that leave us questioning our worth. And in those moments when we are at our weakest, a small voice inside whispers, maybe this is who I am. Maybe I'm not meant for more. But let me tell you something, your struggles do not define you. What happened to you is not the end of your story. It is just a chapter, not the whole book. So often we allow pain to shape our identity. A rejection makes us feel unworthy. A failure convinces us we are not capable. A heartbreak makes us believe we are not lovable. And we start carrying these beliefs like they are a part of us, like they are the truth. But they are not. They are just experiences. They are lessons, not labels. Think about the strongest people you know, the ones who inspire you. Do you think they never failed? Never struggled? Never cried themselves to sleep? No, they did. The only difference is they refused to let those moments define them. They refused to stay in the darkness. They found the courage to rise again, to rebuild, to fight for the life they deserved. And if they could do it, why can't you? We cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. We can choose to let our failures make us afraid to try again, or we can use them as fuel to come back stronger. We can choose to let heartbreaks close our hearts forever, or we can allow them to teach us how to love ourselves first. We can choose to see our struggles as the end, or we can choose to see them as the beginning of something greater. The world will try to define you. People will put labels on you: too weak, too different, too broken. And if you listen to them, you will start believing it. But you are not what the world says you are. You are not your mistakes, your scars, or your past. You are what you choose to become. Do you know what makes a diamond? Pressure. A simple piece of coal, crushed under immense pressure, transforms into something precious, something unbreakable. If life is putting pressure on you, maybe it's trying to turn you into something greater. Maybe you are not breaking, you are becoming. Every scar you carry is proof that you survived. Every challenge you face made you stronger. And every time you thought you couldn't go on, but did you prove to yourself that you are more powerful than you ever imagined? So stop defining yourself by what went wrong. Stop thinking that your past determines your future. Stop believing the lies that tell you that you are not enough, because you are enough. You always have been, and if today you are feeling lost, broken, or defeated, remember this: you are still here. And as long as you are here, you have a choice to get up, a choice to rewrite your story, a choice to rise no matter how many times you have fallen, because your struggles do not define you. Your strength does. From the moment we are born, the world starts telling us who we should be. Society creates invisible walls around us, defining what is possible and what is not. It tells us what success looks like, what beauty is, what dreams are worth chasing. And if we don't fit into those definitions, we start doubting ourselves. We start believing that maybe, just maybe, we are not enough. How many times have you been told that something is beyond your reach? That your dreams are too big, your abilities too small? That because of where you come from, what you look like, or what you have been through, you cannot achieve the life you desire? And how many times have you let those words sink in, shaping the way you see yourself? But let me ask you, who decided that? Who gave the world the right to define what you can or cannot do? Limitations exist, but they are not always real. Sometimes they are just illusions created by a world too afraid to see people rise beyond expectations. The truth is, no one else knows the strength that lies within you. No one else understands the battles you have fought in silence. No one else has the right to tell you who you are meant to be. Only you do. Think of all the people who have changed the world. The ones who broke barriers, who redefined success, who proved that the impossible was just an illusion. Do you think they listened when the world told them they couldn't? No, they created their own paths. They believed in themselves when no one else did. They turned their struggles into stepping stones and their doubts into determination. You are no different. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you deserve it. It is easy to let society's expectations dictate your choices. It is easy to shrink yourself to fit into the mold that others have created for you. But living a life that pleases others while killing your own dreams, is that really living? Is that why you are here? To be a version of yourself that the world approves of, instead of the version that truly makes you happy. You were not born to live inside a box. You were not created to blend in, to play small, to silence your voice just because it makes others uncomfortable. The world does not get to decide your worth. You do. Maybe you have a dream that seems too big. Maybe you have a passion that no one understands. Maybe you want to take a path that no one in your family or community has ever taken before. And maybe that scares you. But what should scare you more is waking up one day and realizing that you spent your entire life living according to someone else's rules, never once daring to live for yourself. There will be people who doubt you. There will be voices telling you that you are not enough. There will be moments when even you question your own worth. But in those moments, remind yourself you were not meant to be ordinary. And if ever you find yourself at a crossroads, torn between following the world's expectations or following your heart, choose yourself. Choose the life that excites you, challenges you, makes you feel alive. Because at the end of the day, the opinions of others will fade, but the regret of not living for yourself will last forever. So do not let the world decide your worth. You are limitless, remember that. Pain is real. Struggles are real. Life is not always kind, and it does not always go as planned. There will be moments when you feel like everything is falling apart, when the weight of your past, your mistakes, and your disappointments feels too heavy to carry. And in those moments, it is easy to believe that the pain will never end, that the struggle will never pass. But what if I told you that just as pain is real, so is hope? That just as struggles exist, so does strength. That within you there is a light that no amount of darkness can ever fully extinguish. Life has a way of testing us. It takes away things we thought we could never live without. It breaks us in ways we never imagined. And just when we think we have suffered enough, it throws another storm our way. And in those storms, we start asking, why me? Why is this happening to me? But maybe the real question is, what is this trying to teach me? We often think of pain as something that only destroys, but pain can also transform. It can make you stronger, wiser, more compassionate. It can push you to grow in ways you never would have if life had always been easy. The moments that break you are also the moments that shape you. The fire that burns can also be the fire that refines. Think about the people who inspire you, the ones whose stories move you, whose strength amazes you. Do you think they have never suffered? That they have never known pain, loss, or failure? No, they are strong because they have struggled. They are fearless because they have faced fear. They have found light because they have walked through darkness. And so can you. But the choice is yours. Pain will visit all of us, it is unavoidable. But what we do with that pain, how we allow it to shape us, is what truly matters. You can either let it consume you, or you can use it to create something beautiful. You can either let it harden your heart, or you can let it teach you how to love even deeper. You can either let it break you, or you can let it build you. There is a story of a man who found a butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. Feeling sorry for it, he decided to help. He gently cut the cocoon open, freeing the butterfly. But something was wrong. The butterfly's wings were weak. It could not fly. What the man didn't realize was that the struggle to break free was what gave the butterfly its strength. Without the struggle, it could never fully become what it was meant to be. You are that butterfly. Your struggles are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to prepare you for flight. They are shaping you into the person you are meant to become. So when life gets hard, do not run from it. Do not numb the pain. Do not let it convince you that there is no hope, because there is always hope. Even on the darkest nights, the stars still shine. Even after the coldest winter, spring still comes. And even in your worst moments, there is still strength inside you waiting to rise. Do not let your pain define you. Let it refine you. Do not let your struggles make you bitter. Let them make you better. And no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how deep the wound, always remember you are stronger than you think, and your journey is not over yet. Life will push you down. Again and again, it will test your patience, your strength, your resilience. It will throw storms your way when you least expect them. And there will be moments when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you have nothing left to fight with. But in those moments, remember this: you are stronger than you think. The challenges you face are not meant to defeat you, they are meant to build you. Every struggle, every failure, every heartbreak is shaping you into the person you are meant to become. We all fall. That is the reality of life. But what truly defines us is not the fall, it is what we choose to do afterward. Some people stay down, convinced that life will never get better. They accept defeat, allowing their pain to control them. But then there are those who choose to rise, who choose to fight back, no matter how many times life knocks them down. And that is what makes the difference. Strength is not about never falling, it is about getting back up every single time. It is about looking at your failures and seeing lessons instead of defeat. It is about understanding that pain is temporary, but the growth it brings is permanent. Think of the tallest trees in the world. They have faced the strongest winds, the harshest storms. But do they fall? No. Their roots grow deeper. Their trunks grow stronger. Because every storm they endure makes them unshakable. You are no different. The hardships you face are not meant to break you. They are meant to make you unbreakable. But the choice is yours. When life knocks you down, will you stay down? Or will you rise with even more determination? It is easy to let pain make you bitter, to let failure convince you that you are not good enough, to let fear stop you from trying again. But the moment you decide to rise despite it all, you take back control. You prove to yourself and to the world that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a warrior. So the next time you feel like you cannot go on, remind yourself of everything you have already survived. Remind yourself of the battles you have fought, the storms you have endured, the times you thought you were broken, but still found a way to heal. You are not weak. You are not defeated. You are still here. And that means your story is not over. No matter how many times life pushes you down, push back harder. No matter how strong the storm, stand even stronger. And no matter how hopeless things may seem, always remember you were made to rise. Most people think that death is the end of life, that it comes only when the heart stops beating, when the body gives in, when breath ceases. But the truth is, there is a far greater tragedy than physical death. It is when we stop living while we are still alive. It is when we wake up every day without purpose, without joy, without dreams. It is when we allow fear, regret, and pain to steal the life that still remains within us. How many of us are truly living? Not just existing, not just surviving, but truly living. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy when I achieve this. I'll start enjoying life when I fix that. But the reality is, life is not waiting for us to be ready. It is happening right now, in this very moment. And if we keep postponing our happiness, if we keep waiting for the perfect time, we might wake up one day and realize that we have spent our whole lives preparing to live, but never actually lived. The saddest thing is not death itself. It is reaching the end of life and realizing that you never truly lived, that you were so busy trying to meet expectations, trying to fix everything, trying to be perfect, that you forgot to embrace the beauty of being alive. We have been given this life for a reason. Every breath we take is a reminder that we still have a purpose, that we still have something to offer. Yet so many of us let life slip through our fingers, trapped in routines that do not inspire us, surrounded by people who do not uplift us, carrying burdens that were never meant to be ours. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why do we allow past mistakes to define our future? Why do we let pain become a permanent home when it was only meant to be a lesson? Why do we hold on to fear as if it is protecting us when all it does is limit us? Maybe it is because we think we have time. Maybe we think there will always be another day, another chance, another moment to start living. But the truth is, none of us know how much time we have. None of us are promised tomorrow. And if we truly understood that, we would stop waiting. We would start living. We would stop worrying about what others think and start doing what makes us happy. We would stop holding grudges and start forgiving, not because others deserve it, but because we deserve peace. We would stop chasing things that do not fulfill us and start appreciating the things that truly matter: love, laughter, purpose, connection. Living is not about having a perfect life. It is not about having everything figured out. It is about embracing every moment, the good and the bad, and choosing to make the most of it. It is about dancing in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass. It is about finding joy in the simplest things: a conversation, a sunrise, a kind gesture. It is about loving fully, without hesitation, without fear. No one's life is perfect. Everyone has struggles, pain, losses. But the ones who truly live are the ones who refuse to let those struggles steal their joy. They are the ones who wake up every morning and say, no matter what happens, I will make today count. The first will not waste another moment. So do not wait. Do not wait for the perfect job, the perfect relationship, the perfect situation. Do not wait until you have no fears left, no scars, no uncertainties. Because if you wait for everything to be perfect, you will spend your whole life waiting. Life is happening right now. This very moment is a gift, and it is up to you whether you embrace it or let it slip away. Live fully. Love deeply. Laugh loudly. Do not die before your death. Life is not measured by the number of years we live, but by the moments we truly embrace. It is not about how many breaths we take, but about the times that take our breath away. And if there is one thing I want you to remember, it is this: do not let life pass you by. Do not let fear, pain, or doubt steal the time you have been given. You are stronger than your struggles. You are greater than your failures. And you are capable of rising no matter how many times you have fallen. Do not wait for tomorrow to start living. Do not wait for the perfect the moment it may never come. Choose yourself. Choose happiness. Choose life. Because in the end, it is not about how long we live, it is about how much of ourselves we pour into every moment. So live fully, love deeply, and never die before your death. Good luck, and thank you.